I was able to see their starseed origin, but then I was able to see more. I was actually able to see the planet and the place where they had lived and what that person looked like at that time, the experiences they had. So basically, it was as though I was doing a past life regression for that person in their Akashic record, like reading the information, but experiencing it and seeing it as a journey.
Welcome to the Spiritual Quest podcast, a transformative journey where we step into a world of wonder and exploration, seeking answers to profound questions. Why am I here? What is my mission in life? And how can I make a positive impact in this world? Join me and my inspiring guests on a spiritual quest to fully embrace your uniqueness and speak your truth with grace and gratitude. I am your host, Vibecke Garnaas, always guided by spirit. Hello, my friends, and welcome to another very intriguing episode on the Spiritual Quest podcast. I have my very good friend, cosmic sister, Natasha Lynn Bigler with me today. And we are going to dive into a topic which is very close to my heart as I've been doing past life regressions and life between lives regressions for many years now. And so when she talked about going into the Akashic Records, doing it in another way or exploring past lives in another way that I'm not familiar with, I was like very excited. I thought this is something for all of us to do because right now we as a collective, we are tuning inwards and we wanted to get to know ourselves in all the aspects. And of course, the more modality that resonates with us, it's easier to navigate. So we are going to have a really exciting conversation. So let's welcome Natasha back to the Spiritual Quest podcast. Hello.
Hi, Vibecke. How are you today on this beautiful sunny day?
Oh, I love it that you're sitting outside. And yes, it's a wonderful day. Also here in
Yes.
Norway. Oh, I love
With
it.
cherries and
Yeah.
everything.
Yes, it's really nice. Okay, so I just gave a short intro of our discussion today. And what's your take on past lives, Natasha?
Oh, wow, that's a huge subject. Well, for all who are watching, I think you're at the point where you do know and believe that we don't only have one life, that this is not everything, that we have had multiple past lives. All of you who are watching, I'm quite sure, on Earth and in the stars, and we talk about that a lot, and it's basically that we are such expansive, old, wise souls because we've had so many lives and so many experiences in different types of bodies, in different places, in different star systems. And past lives are what makes us. It's who we are. Like this life is only one tiny, tiny speck. Like if you see a huge puzzle, one tiny piece of the puzzle. So past lives for me is everything to get to know who you really are and to know your talents, your gifts, your purpose, your mission, everything about you. So for me, past lives are really, really important for those who want to know themselves and go deeper.
I so agree with you. And especially in these times, as a collective, we are rising and we're opening up and we're sensing more of our multidimensional nature, which is bringing these past lives. They're coming around. They're awakening within us because we know where there's energy, there's life. And so my spiritual team has also referred to it. It's more as a spiral of parallel realities moving at one time. And so, even though we refer to it as past life, as we have memories there, it is a remembrance of that aspect that still is living in tune with that life, that past life. So, which means we are embodying soul aspects from that
Mhm.
life with soul gifts, with events that has occurred that now is shining through. It's becoming easier for us to connect with it. That's why I thought this discussion would be very wonderful for everyone who's into going inside and finding out who they are and their cosmic essence, because this is a time period where those aspects, not only are they coming to life, it's essential to understand who we are for
Mhm,
the
mhm,
evolution of humanity and the expansion of our soul's journeys throughout the multiverse, right? So let's
mhm,
dive into the way you read past lives, okay, through the Akashic
mhm.
Records. Share with us, how do you do it? What's the
Okay.
process?
Okay, well, I learned to read the Akashic Records of everything and of individual people, because the Akashic Records is basically a vibrational library where everything that exists and has happened is stored, right? So not only eras, planets, things, happenings are stored there, everything about them, but also each person, each soul has a personal soul record. So basically, oh, I can't see you anymore. Are you still there?
Yes, I
Oh,
am.
okay.
You were just by yourself on the screen. You're
Oh,
beautiful. I wanted everybody to
oh,
focus on you. That's how it was,
oh,
Natasha. So
thank you so much. I was like, where is she? I want to talk to her. Sorry about that.
you're okay. You're okay.
I
Go
didn't see
ahead.
your beautiful face anymore. Okay. All right. Anyways, so basically, each soul has a personal soul record. And what I do is I go into the Akashic Records, and with the name and birth data of that person, I ask for the soul record to be opened with permission of that person. And then I go in and I can basically read soul level information of that person I'm working with, right? And the whole thing with past lives evolved naturally. I didn't even plan to do that. I just started to learn to work with the Akashic Records and open someone's records and see certain data. And then I realized that I was able to see their starseed origin, but then I was able to see more. I was actually able to see the planet and the place where they had lived and what that person looked like at that time, the experiences they had. So basically, it was as though I was doing a past life regression for that person in their Akashic record, like reading the information, but experiencing it and seeing it as a journey. Because, as you know, I'm also a past life regressionist and hypnotherapist, and I used to work with taking people there. And maybe because of that, because I knew how that worked and had done it myself, now I jumped into that person's past experience for them. So it kind of evolved like that. And I was like, wow, this is interesting. At first, I didn't really trust myself. I thought, can that be? And one teacher of mine once said, you can't do that. That's not possible. That's not possible. How can you do that? A teacher of mine, I was like, oh, maybe you're right. Maybe I'm just making it up. But then you know how it is when you work with clients and everything resonates and they have the same memories and the confirmation comes again and again. And then at some point I thought, maybe that person can't do it and it's not possible in her world, but in my world it is. And so I decided to trust the process, and that's what I do now.
I love that you're sharing this, Natasha, because I think it's essential in these times that we understand that we are resonating with different modalities and we are,
Mhm,
like I said, awakening to our star origin. And with that, the guidance we are looking for, or that will be supporting us as we are embracing that, will be different. It will be
mhm,
new technology, if you wish. So
mhm,
I believe that if you're guided to you, or you're guiding to somebody who does it in a more natural way or the old way,
mhm,
there's nothing wrong with it. My
mhm,
experience, though, is I've been doing this now since 2012 with clients. And so it's big. I've had some, I've seen the evolution of it,
mhm,
if
mhm,
I can say it that way. So I noticed that when I started out, the clients needed more time to go into the meditation, to relax,
mhm,
and all that. Now it's ramping up. Things are speeding. It's rapidly
mhm,
moving. So the process that we're doing, having to free flow in a much more unique way to the client, which means their
Mhm.
vibration and frequency and their origin, like you're speaking of, will guide
Mhm.
me. My job is to be there and to hold space and navigate the winds in order for that to be a safe journey. And so that it's a some of
Yes.
a remembrance, and also to anchor the information when it appears. So I just look
Mhm.
at myself as somebody holding space and
Mhm.
allowing the anchoring of the downloads into the physical experience in order to embody it. So, whether you do it
Mhm.
this way, because you said a key word, you said resonance. So, if it resonates with your client, then
Mhm. Mhm.
you're doing that work. It doesn't matter if you're collecting the data or
Mhm.
if they're doing it themselves. Who am I or you to say what's better for the client? I think that's up to the person, the
Mhm.
individual, in order to relate. If that's what you're needing, then that is an opportunity. And of course, that's an
Mhm.
ability, because it wouldn't be in the quantum field unless it was real, right? So
Right.
if it's not in
Yes.
your world, it's not possible, then it's not, because it's not in your timeline. You're not
Mhm.
connected with it. But if it's natural and irresolute, of course we can, because we're multidimensional beings. Of course she can do it if I give her the clearance and seal
Mhm.
the signed contract energy
Mhm. Mhm.
wise. Like you so perfectly explained, you got the birth date and all that. So that's how
Mhm.
you do
Mhm.
it. And we know when you read and you're attracted to people that's holding space for you, your
Mhm.
spiritual team, your intention is already sealing the connection,
Mhm.
that, the
Yes.
journey. So
Mhm.
it's all about perspectives here, I think, whether we are ready or
Yes.
not to evolve, in that there is more to this journeying process, that we can support each other in a way that we haven't done before. I think a lot of
Mhm.
mythologies is going to shift with people, because people are moving so rapidly. So, what do you think about that,
Mhm.
Natasha? What's your thought?
No, absolutely. I agree 100% with everything. And I feel as people are evolving, they move from modality to modality. And I feel that the right teacher appears to you and you're drawn there for a reason to experience that what you need in the moment. And then maybe a few years later, there's a different step of embodying um, who you are and figuring all this out. And the thing is, sometimes I feel people are a little bit nervous for one or the other. So some people I know are nervous about hypnosis and past life regression. They feel I can't visualize anything, and maybe they're a little bit afraid. And then maybe someone else telling them things in the beginning may be easier for them, and then maybe a little bit later they will feel confident to go under themselves and embody that experience themselves. So I feel every single modality out there is precious. It can't be compared, and it's just for each different person and different situation. It's there, and I think it's amazing. Like all the things that are out there. Like when I found out some things that you do, I was like, "Wow, I've never heard of that. Oh my goodness, I didn't know these things existed." So it's an enrichment that there are so many people out there offering these amazing healing modalities.
Yes, I so agree. So let's dive into the way you do it. So, do you use any tools, or do you just, is it a meditation practice? How do you do it? How do you get
I
into
do
that
use
space?
tools. So first of all, what I love is this, right?
Mhm.
I didn't, I forgot how do you call it? This thing,
The stick, yeah.
the
The
stick or
stick.
I don't know what. Well, to make the sound. So I use this to focus my attention. It's kind of like, the reflex. And then I don't go into the theta state. I don't go into a deeper hypnotic state. I go into a higher, heightened state. So I'm very aware. I'm like hyper focused instead of the brainwaves going slower, they go faster, I
Yeah,
feel.
you go
Uh,
on into
y-
the gamma waves.
yes, exactly. You go up in that
Mm.
direction. And then I basically um, make a shift to go into the space of the Akashic Records, which for me is the eighth dimension. So I've been initiated into the Akashic Records. I did other initiations, and that really helps. You don't have to, because everyone has access to their own Akashic Records. It's in their heart. So basically, I journey. It's 1 second now for me. I'm there because, I've done it so many times. Um, and then I do use the pendulum for a process of opening a person's Akashic record, asking yes and no. This is just what I do as a kind of a ritual, right? Then I open the person's Akashic record once they've given me permission and birth data, and then I go in, I close my eyes. I do have I have developed dowsing tables to get a lot of specific information really fast, like very specific soul information with numbers and stuff like that. So I do use the pendulum, boom, 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 to douse through it. And then when it comes to the more creative part, the channeling, I just close my eyes, ask and see what unfolds. That's how I do it,
Mm.
basically.
Very interesting because it feels like to me when I go, well, I do two things when I kind of separate what I do because it has something to do with when am I channeling my counsel, the higher beings,
Hmm.
and when am I
Hmm.
channeling my soul and my higher
Hmm.
self, right? And so
Hmm.
for me that I just separate that because I need two different ways of connecting in order for me to, it was something I implemented in my practice just for me
Hmm.
knowing this is the energies coming forward because all is one, but I wanted to
Yes,
focus and
yes.
kind of be able to feel and sense and feel the difference within my, I'm all about embodying, right? I'm all about
Hmm.
this
Hmm.
life journey as a multidimensional being wanting to express all my soul aspects coming to life, right? And
Hmm.
I feel
Hmm.
like doing this work, it's interesting to see that it's all that you're saying is natural because when you allow yourself to go in there, you will find one thing that will capture your attention. I
Hmm.
started out using pendulum many years ago
Hmm.
as well, and
Hmm.
I use my
Hmm.
body as a pendulum too, so I
Hmm.
can, or my fingers or anything. It's all about how you train yourself in order to work with the
Hmm.
energies that's
Hmm.
coming forward. So I also think that that's an expression. I'm sure that you've changed your process over the years, and then you
Hmm.
have those
Hmm.
sacred boundaries that you kind of set in place for yourself that
Hmm.
allows you to move in. Like I do when I do my channeling, I do with people or do it live or on interviews, I do 3 deep breaths and I'm gone. That's like
Hmm.
that's the
Wow.
heart breath, and then they come forward. In the beginning, to be honest, when I started out channeling, I spent
Hmm.
20 minutes going into
Hmm. Hmm.
trance just to
Hmm.
get to the
Hmm.
level where my mind could say,
Yeah,
okay, I'm ready. I'm out of the way now. You can step
yeah.
forward.
Hmm.
It's okay.
Yeah.
But now it's like doing this and practicing this and you journeying to the Akashic Records so many times, it's instant now. It's like it is a recognition that this is what I'm doing, right? This
Hmm.
is what I'm.
Hmm.
So I think that's interesting also for people to understand that when they are on this journey and you open this portal to your heart and your knowledge coming to you or coming to me, we are just a facilitator opening up for you to see the beauty within, the divine spark within, so that that
Yes.
can be lit. And when you do that, woo, I'm telling you, you're going to rock it.
Yes.
It's going to be a
Hmm.
beautiful journey, but you can't go
Hmm.
back. That's the thing by people. When you first open this door,
Hmm.
you've already taken that shift in timeline. You cannot go
Yes.
back to
No.
something that you already tuned into. So
No, you
I
can't.
think it's
And why would you want to? Why would you
I
want to?
no, I'm just saying we are choosing in this time, Natasha. There's a lot of people not willing to do this kind of work still,
You're totally right. You're totally right. Yeah. They don't
even
want to
though,
go there. It's too much.
yeah, and we can as human beings also understand if one has a lot of pain, a lot of issues, experiencing
Yes.
difficulties.
Yeah.
Yes, of course, that's not on
Hmm.
your radar to kind of
Hmm.
deal with, that journey of being a cosmic being, but
Yeah.
rather being learning how to be human and heal what is
Hmm.
needed to be healed. But okay, so before I want you to do this. We already agreed that you would do this because I love
Really? Okay.
practical things, right? So, but
Yeah.
I just want to say, when does people come to you? What is their reasoning for connecting with you, Natasha, and for you to do this? Is there like a red line in this, a thread?
Yes. Well, first of all, it's people who have recently awakened. And then they start looking, because I'm on YouTube, everything goes over my YouTube channel. That's how they get to know me. And they start searching, and they find me, and they think, wow, I want to know too. Am I Starseed? What's going on? And they're so excited and so open to this. So that's when they come to me often. And then another type of person who comes to me are the ones who are already healers, and they work in this capacity, or they're very experienced as well, and they just want to go deeper into the cosmic aspects, because the cosmic perspective is what I find I love doing. That's my speciality, looking at the different stars. How many stars have you incarnated in? Where was the first one? What body did you incarnate in? Was it a human body or a whale or a lion? So those are things that people often have not even heard of and haven't gone down that road yet, even though they're very experienced healers. So they come to me as well. And they're already very advanced, but they want to know more of their cosmic roots. So that's usually what happens.
And I guess that's what happened when you asked me, should I demonstrate this? Would you like to? And I was like, thank you for asking that, because I am very in tune with my mission on Earth. I'm very focused. And people who's known me
Hmm.
for a long time, I'm not too much on YouTube, even though I do have my YouTube
Hmm.
channel and I love
Hmm.
posting. I am more in the works of things, if you know what I'm
Yes.
saying. I'm channeling and
Yeah.
I get guidance
Hmm.
from spirit and I go out and I do it
Hmm.
in the physical world. So
Yes.
I work a lot
Yes.
one-on-one with people, light workers and star seeds that are awakening and want to share their light with the world, and
Hmm.
learning how to do it to anchor
Hmm.
that vibration into this human experience. So when you said that, I was like, yes, I know mostly or mainly I've been focusing on my Pleiadian roots, and they recently came forward and said that I was a Pleiadian. It's
Hmm.
not like I've
Hmm.
always been connected with the stars. I knew had experiences on other planets, but it's not like it's been in my
Hmm.
awareness that it's necessary.
Hmm.
But when you asked
Hmm.
that, I was like, yes, because what we're doing right now for us, well, I just want to bring this one more time. On a soul's journey, we are all one. In spirit, we are all alike. And in knowing this, there is no
Yes.
discrimination. And I'm now
Yes.
lifting it to a cosmic point of view. And I'm saying, okay, this has always been a point of mine in the human form, no discrimination, whether you're gender, color, race,
Hmm.
whatever.
Hmm.
But it's always resonating on a higher level, if you wish. So the cosmic level. And so that kind of intrigues me in order for us to collaborate
Hmm.
when we are now opening up for open contact, for instance. You know,
Hmm.
choosing
Hmm.
love, not choosing
Yes.
fear. We are building a bridge. How can me and my service and my star origins be of support to those beings, to humans, to people waking up, so we can have that
Hmm.
building that bridge that's divinely guided from a love perspective, right?
Hmm.
So I think
Yes.
that that's a beautiful way of just, okay, let's do this. Let's see what comes up. I am open, I'm willing. I have,
Okay.
let's do it.
So you give me permission to open and access your Akashic record, right?
Yes, I do.
Beautiful. So let's do it. I have the data that I need here, and let's just go in and see what comes up for you. So, okay, this soul confused with any other soul dead or alive. I'm not permitted to open. Yes, on a human body in this lifetime. Are there blocks to truth? Is this a positive soul? I have to ask that. I have to ask that. This is my ritual to go in. Yes. Can we perceive divine love, light, and truth? Perceive divine love, light. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So much gratitude for this beautiful work. I'm in the library of the Akashic Records, and I see your soul record like a golden, beautiful, shining, whirling light like this. I see it like a pot of gold at the moment. It's presenting itself that way. A pot of gold like that, like it's always different, right? And this is like a big cauldron of pure gold, glinting, shining, and golden light whirling around, like so beautiful, so precious, so profound, so perfect. That's how it's starting. Amazing, amazing. And the energy that you hold there is so, it's just so joyful, so supportive, so beautiful, so divine. It's just beautiful. It's just so beautiful, Vibecke. It's so beautiful.
Thank you.
So let's see. Let's go in directly and see. The Pleiadian aspect like permeates that whole light. The Pleiadian aspect of yours. Your Pleiadian starseed origins, the work that you do, your counsel. It's just like, as we were talking in our last time, exploding like this gold light, a waterfall or an explosion of gold light, like going into the farthest reaches of the universe. So I'm seeing that what you're doing here, the work you're doing here, permeates all life, all existence, all parts of all universes. So what you're doing is so important, not only for Earth, because we know that our aspects here, what we do here, at the same time affects all our aspects. If we expand here, all our aspects, all our past lives, all our beingnesses expand. So I see this as an incredible explosion throughout the whole universe. And it makes who you are and the importance of what you're doing so much bigger, so much like the perspective is completely different. I'm seeing galaxies with stardust of gold because of what you're doing now and who you are. I'm serious. I'm seeing this. This is so real. So the beauty of seeing who you are is like, there's no ego, there's no, holding small. It's just knowing yourself and knowing the importance and the magnificence of your own soul is just amazing. And you can carry that throughout your everyday life. So that's the first thing I'm seeing. And I feel something which I kind of saw before. Because you're permeating your stardust throughout the whole universe, I feel that before the Pleiades, you came from a different place too. And it's a similar place that I came from, and that is another universe, a parallel dimension. Coming from there to the Milky Way. So the Pleiades is one star system in the Milky Way galaxy, close to our planet. So the starseed origins we know, like Pleiades, Arcturus, Hadar, Lyra, Alpha Centauri, they are in our sector of the Milky Way galaxy. You can see these stars in the sky. That's why we know them. But there are portals to other galaxies and dimensions that we can't see, and we don't know much about them. And I feel that your stardust has been spread throughout other galaxies and dimensions. And let me just see. I usually see 3 parallel dimensions where people come from. And I feel you've been to all 3 of them. I feel that your soul's journey is so much more old and deep than maybe you would have thought. So the Pleiades was just the last and the main station of your soul's incarnations and home and purpose before coming here. We know it's parallel, but, time does exist because we are third dimensional beings, and for us, time is relevant and it does exist, the timeline. So for our understanding, I think we can talk about past and future. So I'm seeing you in all these three dimensions, that you worked there, that you lived there, you incarnated on other planets, and it's really far, far back. So I feel that you are an ancient soul. And what I'm actually getting, which is really interesting, is that you've done several universe expansion and contraction cycles. That means that you existed before this universe existed. Because for me, the universe expands from God, 12D, right, into all these beautiful different star systems. And then everything contracts back into the light. And then like the Big Bang, right? And then it does that several times. And I feel you've been in other Big Bang cycles. So you're an extremely old soul, extremely old. And I feel you are a creator being there. I'm seeing that you have been involved in the creation of universes, the creation of planets, the creation of star systems at a different dimensional level, right? As a high consciousness. And I feel that you also have been an individual in God consciousness. I see it like this. We're all one. And usually in God consciousness, we dissolve our souls. We're just one. But sometimes we hold an individual type of consciousness as well, even at that level. I don't know how, but this is just this is just what I receive the information. I feel that you have been a consciousness at the 12D level, and that's why you have been able to participate in multiple universe explosions and come back, but maintained your identity somehow. In the sea of all that is, and that's not always the case. So it's just wow. I'm just seeing like so much there, and I wanna see now and pull out like one relevant aspect, one relevant story of yours, um, going back. So let's see. Show me a relevant soul aspect or origin. Okay. The first thing I'm seeing is a star consciousness. We know that stars are living beings with a consciousness, and I'm seeing you in a star as a star consciousness, being the star. And it can be that several, many souls can be part of that consciousness, but I'm seeing you being a star. That's maybe why the golden explosion, I think that was one of your first lives or, aspects, is being a star. And I'm just feeling the light, the creativity, like a kind of a joy and depth that's just, you can't imagine as a human. And a star has a different purpose. The star has the purpose to create its planets, right? It's like the center of a star system is the star, and the star creates life and creates the planets around it and directs the evolution of these planets, working together with the planets. So I feel that you are star consciousness too, right? So that's really interesting. In a parallel dimension, I'm seeing a parallel dimension there as a star consciousness. Let's see what else comes up. And I feel that you are in that star system, you are, or you are the same, the mother of a planet that you really loved, that you helped grow and create. A planet not so unsimilar to Earth, right? I mean, we know that we are here to support the Earth and humanity, but it's not the first time we've done this. And for you, I feel that you were very closely entwined in the creation, in the nurturing like as the keeper of this planet, as the mother of this planet. A beautiful planet. Let me see. A planet with jungles and beautiful oceans, full of life, with giant frogs. Seeing huge frogs in swamps and birds. Everything, I think that planet was bigger than Earth. Everything is pretty, pretty big. And you were like one of those blueprinters lovingly, weaving together the light codes and the support and working closely together with this planet. You were not that planet's consciousness. You were the sun, but you were working with that planet as a creator being, right? And you knew every single life form so well. There weren't humans there. I'm not seeing human blueprints there, but all kinds of life, and very abundant, very lush. And you felt this, and you were so closely in tune with that planet. And the love for that planet is the love you have now too for humanity, I guess. It's like, we are who we are. So that is really interesting. I'm trying to like go down to a life form. But I guess this is what had to come through, and seeing the bigger picture, like stepping back and looking at our life now from a cosmic perspective makes things so different. Like, I feel that when small things are problematic, I remember who I am, and then it's not so bad anymore.
So true.
So let's continue. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, I'm seeing a blueprint of yours now. And this is a blueprint that is prevalent throughout the whole universe. It's a beautiful blueprint. And by blueprint, I mean a perfect divine set of genes, like perfect in every way, created by the creator beings. And these blueprints are available for all planets and all places to take and to grow, right? So humans are not only on Earth, we are divine human blueprint that was magnificently, perfectly created. And our mother Gaia chose this for Earth, and there are others. And the blueprint that I see that you hold, which is like, it's so beautiful. It's a winged Pegasus being, a white one with a horn. So those who love unicorns and rainbows, I'm seeing this. I swear, I'm seeing you like flying through the cosmos, just this magnificent, perfect blueprint, white winged, and crystalline light coming off it. That's why unicorns are seen with rainbows, because they're so high vibrational. They're in higher dimension, 6th, 7th dimension. And it's just the crystalline beingness, just all the spectrums of light kind of come out of it, right? That's why it's white, but it's all colors. It's like crystalline colors. And I feel that there you served as this beautiful winged unicorn to heal, to like, not just as a normal life, because unicorns and Pegasus, winged horse beings, they serve as guides, as healers, as bringers of good news. Their hearts are able to heal other hearts instantly. And I feel that they usually, what I've seen of these beings is they can go through portals to other worlds, to appear there and to heal people and to serve in different ways. And they are just really, really amazing. They're very pure. They have angelic energies. They're very angelic, very pure. And because they're animal type blueprints, they're so accessible, and they don't have ego. They know their purpose always. They know why they're there. And I actually feel that this is one of your first incarnational blueprints. Not a human, but this beautiful white-winged horse being. And I feel that's where you actually, in this body, traveled throughout the galaxy, doing your work and getting information and knowledge as well, and experience. And I feel this incarnation of this unicorn was not normal, that you can live and die. It's like in higher dimensions, I sometimes see that we come together and incarnate in our beautiful bodies and live in them as long as we want. And then when we are ready to go somewhere else, we kind of just sometimes on a planet they see they just fly away into the heavens, and I don't know what happens then, but usually it's like they dissolve again. Like you take that blueprint into your heart, the life that you were, it's always with you. So that's why our lives now, when we leave this human body, they're not lost. We take it with us. It becomes part of us. So when the higher dimensional beings change, just they can just shift into a different existence and body, right? So I'm seeing this unicorn now in you. Totally, like so beautiful. So wow. Do you want me to quickly look like what the planet looked like of that unicorn?
Yes, please do so. And then I'll
It's
share my knowledge afterwards with you, because it's very interesting, because you don't know all about me and what I already know. So this is interesting.
I know nothing. I know
No,
nothing.
I know.
So let me see. Let me see, because all physical beings do have a home planet. So let me see that home planet. I want to see the whole planet. The home planet of Vibecke's unicorn incarnation. First of all, I'm just seeing layers and fields of light and clouds in all different colors. Light realms. I feel this planet has different layers and different dimensions of light realms. Sometimes I see that a planet has actually different dimensions on it, like the third dimension. When you go higher up somehow in the sky, it's a higher dimension, and then it's another higher dimension. So maybe it's like that on Earth, the 3D and the 5D is like forming or exists, and we just need to like expand onto it and then look down to 3D and say, hello, down there, you guys, like, don't you want to come? But they can't see us, right? So that's just a way of seeing it. And it's this planet, oh, but there's so much more. This is a beautiful planet. This planet does have humans on it. I'm actually seeing down below the clouds, I'm actually seeing different eras of that planet. I mean, our planets have incarnational or have like eras, right? Have life impulses, different ones. We had dinosaurs, we had, Stone Age and all of that. And I'm seeing that planet actually with cities and humans too, that planet where you were this beautiful being, this unicorn. And I feel your role in that life for that planet was as a protector and guide and equalizer, like to keep things good, because that was human life. And I'm seeing like a third dimensional time on that planet, and you were there really to help things not get out of control. But I feel negatives didn't come to that planet. Like here, we know that some negative things, beings have come to take us down. Yeah, I mean, we know this. But there, this wasn't the case. This planet was protected, guarded, went through its cycles, and you were there, and you actually, let me see, you served kind of as a spirit guide and guide from above, from a higher density. But I feel that that society, that 3D society, did see the ETs. It's a nice parallel. Did see the higher beings in their true form, because it was okay with them. And they revered these beautiful unicorns and other beautiful beings that came down. I'm seeing like angels walking there. I'm seeing other star beings from other places. Like it was a bit similar than here, but it was a society where there wasn't war. There wasn't all these atrocities that are happening, all these horrible things, the suffering, all this cruelty. I'm not seeing that, because that planet was visited and guided by higher dimensional beings. It was normal. It was normal. And you were there in that lifetime, serving like that. And I mean, maybe you'll just transform into a unicorn right now. Who knows? I mean, it's like it's like we hold our soul aspects, and at some point we can shift into who we are. Right? I mean, I'm a cosmic whale being from a parallel dimension. And I was thinking if I shift into a whale, it's like, will I fall to the ground because there's no water? But it's like we hold all of that in us. So yeah, beautiful, beautiful.
Well, that
Okay.
was lovely. Thank you so much for that, Natasha. I thank you. That was beautiful. And I want to kind of just dissect it a bit for the listeners as well, because you don't know how much I've explored the other parts of me
Mm,
and travel. But
mm,
when I started out, I was very interested in getting to know myself, of course, in order to do this kind of work. So, one of my first Life Between Lives hypnotherapy sessions that I did during my training, I
mhm.
ended up actually seeing how I was part of a team of creators creating a planet. So you nailed it
Ah,
there.
okay. Wow,
So, yes, I was there with
beautiful.
my spiritual guide, which is the one I channel today, Zarius, and I've had
Mhm,
lifetimes on Earth with him and other planets. So, I've
mhm,
been to Atlantis with him. I was his
mhm,
teacher boy. So, I was learning from him. He
mm.
was my teacher. And so, I also have a very passion for horses. I don't own a
Ah,
horse, but my
okay.
children have had
Mhm,
horses. When I grew up, or as an adult, I started to take riding lessons again. It's
mhm,
very, it's yeah,
mhm,
it's something that really resonates with me. The being in the presence of horses, so I can
mhm.
recognize that. But especially the descriptions of being on other planets with other beings and other consciousness, like I said, I do channel Mother Tresna, which calls herself the sister planet of Mother Earth. We mastered
Ah,
how to
okay.
mastered Tresna Imperium is what it's called.
Mhm,
That's where we harnessed through the crystals and the synchronicities of all the energies coming together with
mhm,
Mother Earth or Mother Tresna to create what is known as the hope frequency, which is guided by a Pleiadian star team, which is
mhm.
brought through the GTS. So they was gifted through the crystals the hope frequency, which I am on Earth today seeding, and
Ah, okay.
we're
Okay.
placing that these are physical crystals. We are a group of people carrying tresninanins is what the soul aspect is referred to, and
Okay.
we activate these crystals and we place them on mountaintops or on ley lines in order to support not only the elements of the energy flow of this consciousness rise and with Mother Earth, but we're helping create higher frequency or crystallize the higher timelines with these crystals. And it's
Yes.
a gateway for our cosmic brothers and sisters. So it's a co creation. The Pleiadian is the one who's through that supporting that frequency.
Mhm,
And that's kind of my mission. That's my star team
mhm,
mission.
mhm.
So, yes, I actually, in this
Wow.
lifetime, in physical form, activate crystals, place them on mountaintops,
Uh-huh.
on ley lines. That's part of what I do with my
Amazing.
groups.
That's amazing. And maybe that planet that I saw is that sister planet. Because I was surprised to see humans and cities and everything there like here. So maybe that's the same one I saw.
It truly resonates. And when
Mhm,
I asked, I was asked during a channeling session where I channeled Mother Tresna. She was my mother. That's how she referred to herself as,
mhm,
not like a bloodline, but,
mhm,
like
mhm,
somebody who's there to support that energy and to bring that out into the world. So I'm a
mhm,
representation of her beauty, if you
mhm,
wish, like the
mhm.
nature of it, so that
Yes.
I can
Mhm,
do this kind of work. And it's not a
yes.
work that you get recognized for. And that's, the 3D way of looking at people. Like I said,
Yeah.
I've been doing this for my whole life, but
Mhm,
not a lot of people know about this, even though I don't hide
mhm,
it, but
mhm.
living it. It's the embodiment. It's
Mm-hmm.
honoring your soul's journey and your cosmic essence, and knowing that
Yes.
I know since a child that I'm co-creating this, and I can also manipulate energy if I want to. I learned early how
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
manipulate my mother and father's feelings and emotions, because that's how you learn a very, but I understood in a deeper level what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I understood because of my cosmic heritage and because of everything that's been going on in the universe. I do always focus on the spark. I always see the beauty in people. People have
Yes.
told me,
Yes.
that's a horrible person. People
Yeah.
discriminate and stuff. And
Yeah.
I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I know the actions are horrible, but I still
Mm-hmm.
see that. I
Mm-hmm.
see the spark in people, even though
Mm-hmm.
their
Yes.
actions have been horrible based on, this life
Yeah.
experience.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to expand our vision and understand that we have to come from that heart perspective. And like we
Mm-hmm.
said last time you were on, Natasha, we have to love bomb these people who's suffering
Yes.
in order for them to see
Yes.
that spark themselves and understand that where I place my
Yes.
energy is actually I'm important enough and valid enough, and to actually do this work and to light that spark within, because that's
Absolutely.
what
Mm.
is going to lift all of us. That's, if we can find peace within ourselves of who we are and why we're here, then that's going to have a ripple effect, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
when you beautifully explain what I do in the universe, it's always been my story without, it's a knowing. And also
Mm-hmm.
I want to say,
Mm-hmm.
when you got in the beginning, when you started to read it, I felt it. I felt you in me. I felt it in my heart. So I could
Beautiful.
recognize that
Mm-hmm.
I and you, and the vulnerability in that. I could sense you in my field. And I'm saying this so
Mm-hmm.
people understand. I was sitting here, but I'm connected. You were there connecting, and I felt it in here. Not from an external of me listening.
Mm-hmm.
No, I felt it. You were in my
Mm-hmm.
heart space, because
Mm-hmm.
I am connected, because I do this work and I do this every day by activating my channel in order to have
Beautiful. And
that.
I'm,
So,
yes. And I'm always so grateful that I get to go in and see and feel a person's soul and their journey. It is such an honor for me and so beautiful. I mean, everyone I work for, when I go in, like you said, they are such beautiful, amazing beings. We are all beautiful, amazing beings with such a depth. And for me to see and feel that makes me really believe in humanity and believe that we are ascending and that everything is going to be okay, you know?
well, I just want to say thank you so much for this conversation and for you being able to share it and demonstrate it. I think it's essential now. There is hope. Like, here I come. Speaking of hope again, hope frequency. Like, the
Yes.
hope is the bridge. So if you can hold
Yes.
hope in your mind, even though there's pain and suffering, if you can find that
Mhm,
spark of hope,
mhm,
then you're opening your heart. It's guiding you. It's the first step. If hope really
yeah.
does activate higher vibration. It helps
Mhm,
you tune inwards to connect, and you are the perfect guide in order to, let's explore that through the Akashic Records. Like, when you have that hope of there is more to this life experience, there is more importance in why I'm here and what I'm here
mhm.
to do. And it doesn't have to be something that's measured in flashy things out there. Like I said, people don't even know what I do most of the time. Not even my whole family knows. But they
Yeah,
allow me to
yeah.
do it. They know that, okay,
Mhm,
she goes out and she does her thing and then she comes back, and,
mhm,
I'm just
mhm.
living my life and I'm trying my best to fulfill my purpose and to live a fulfilling life for me based on what my soul has chosen to take on. And that to me is embodiment, and knowing how to
Mhm.
support others in order to hold it. Because what we are doing and what you're doing so beautifully, Natasha, is that you're helping people create the new structure of that 5D consciousness. Like you said, we're pulling
Yes.
up, like there's layers to
Mhm,
this, timely experience, and
mhm,
now we are shifting. And by
mhm.
building that, and you're supporting them so that it's a natural unfolding, you're just supporting them. It's a natural way of unfolding. instead
Mhm,
of just
mhm.
not knowing where to go, because the information is not in the external world. So
It's
people need
not,
to
you
wake
don't have a
up.
frame of reference. It's like they have no idea. So, and I feel it's also important, like, once you know who you are and the magnificence of your soul, you can walk more upright. You can walk around and say, wow, and you can break through that brainwashing that we are all under, that we are just little workers, little slaves, that we're not worth anything, we're not good enough. I mean, we really are brainwashed that we have to be humble, we have to hold ourselves down. No, shine like a diamond, like a
Yeah.
sun, like shine like the sun that you are, and don't hold back. And then, you know, it makes such a huge difference in your everyday life knowing this.
Oh, thank you. I think that was a beautiful, beautiful ending to this conversation, Natasha. And of course, I'll have to have you back because I love our discussions.
Yes.
And not only that, I think it's important we are going through this together. And if we
Mhm.
can hold space and open up, then, and that can bring some hope to people, then I'm
Absolutely.
all
I'd
for
love
it.
to.
I'm
Yes,
all for it.
yes.
Well, thank you
Absolutely.
so much, Natasha, again. And thank you, everyone, for being here and supporting us and just joining us in this exploration of what it really means to
Mm.
be a multidimensional being on Earth in this beautiful time period, because it truly is a magnificent journey. And let's choose to look at it that way, shall we? That's my hope for all of us. So, once again,
Absolutely.
sending all of you, you too, Natasha, much love and light
Thank
from me,
you.
your host,
Thank you.
Vibecke Garnaas, always guided by spirit. Bye now.
Bye.